This is the donation of Constantine, read by Joe Kiernan. This original manuscript has been kept for a great number of centuries in the Vatican Library, known as Codex Vaticanus 5314, dated December 7, 1451, the only complete manuscript of this treatise. This is the donation of Constantine. The Emperor Constantine yielded his crown and all his royal prerogatives in the city of Rome, and in Italy, and in western parts of the Apostolistic. For in the Acts of the Blessed Sylvester, which the blessed Pope Gallius in the Council of 70 Bishops recounts as read by the Catholic, and in accordance with the ancient usage, many churches, he says, follow this example. The Emperor Constantine, the 4th day after his baptism, conferred his privilege on the pontiff of the Roman Church, that in the whole Roman world priests shall regard him as their head, as judges do the king. In this privilege, among other things, is this: we, together with all our satraps, and the whole senate, and my nobles, and also all the people subject to the government of glorious Rome, considered it advisable that the blessed Peter is seen to have been constituted vicar of the Son of God on the earth, so the pontiffs, who are the representatives of the same chief of the apostles, should obtain from us and our empire the power of a supremacy greater than the clemency of our earthly imperial serenity is seen to have concealed to it, choosing that some chief of the apostles and his vicars to be our constant intercessors with God, and to the extent of our earthly imperial power, we have decreed that his holy Roman Church shall be honored with the veneration, and that more than our empire and earthly throne, the most sacred seat of the blessed Peter shall be gloriously exalted, we giving to power the dignity of glory and vigor and honor imperial, and we ordain and decree that he shall have the supremacy as well as the 4 principal seats, Alexandria, Antioch, Jerusalem, and Constantinople, as also over all the churches of God in the whole earth, and the church itself, and the pontiff, who at the time shall be at the head of the holy Roman Church itself, shall be more exalted than, and chief over, all the priests of the whole world. And according to his judgment, everything which is provided for the service of God and for the stability of the faith of Christians is to be administered. On the churches of the blessed apostles Peter and Paul, for the providing of the lights, we have conferred landed estates of possessions, and have enriched them with different objects. And through our sacred imperial mandate we have granted him of our property in the east as well as in the west, and even in the northern and the southern quarter, namely in Judea, Greece, Asia, Thrace, Africa, and Italy, and the various islands, under this condition indeed, that all shall be administered by the hands of our most blessed Father, the Supreme Pontiff, Sylvester, and his successors. And to our Father, the blessed Sylvester, Supreme Pontiff and Pope Universal of the city of Rome, and to all the pontiffs, his successors, who shall sit on the throne in the seat of the blessed Peter, even until the end of the world, we by this present do give our imperial Laterian palace, then the diadem, that is, the crown of our head, and at the same time the tiara, and also the shoulder band, that is, the strap that usually surrounds our imperial neck, and also the purple mantle and the scarlet tunic, and the imperial raiment, and also the same rank as those presiding over the imperial cavalry, conferring also even with the imperial scepters, and at the same time all the standards, our banners, and the different ornaments, and all the pomp of our imperial eminence, and the glory of our power. We decree, moreover, as the most revered men, the clergy of different orders who serve that same Holy Roman Church, that they have the same eminence, distinction, power, and excellence, by the glory of which it seems proper for our most illustrious Senate to be adorned. That is, that they may be made patricians and consuls, and also we have proclaimed that they be decorated with the imperial dignities. And even as the imperial militia is adorned, so also we decree that the clergy of the Holy Roman Church be adorned. And even as the imperial power is adorned with different offices, the chamberlains, indeed, and doorkeepers, and all the guards, so we wish the Holy Roman Church also be decorated. And in order that the pontifical glory may shine forth most fully, we decree this also, that the horses of the clergy of this same Holy Roman Church be decorated with saddlecloths and linens, that is, of the whitest color, and that they are so to ride. And even as our Senate uses shoes with felt socks, that is, distinguished by white linen, so the clergy also should use them, so that even as the celestial orders, so also the terrestrial may be adorned to the glory of God. Above all things, moreover, we give permission to that same most holy one of our father Sylvester and his successors, from our edict, that he may make priest whomever he wishes, according to his own pleasure and counsel, and enroll him in the number of religious clergy. Let no one whomever presume to act in a domineering way in this. We also therefore decree that he himself and successors might use and bear upon their heads, to the praise of God for the honor of the blessed Peter, the diadem, that is, the crown, which we have granted him from our own head, of purest gold and precious gems. But since he himself, the most blessed Pope, did not at all allow that crown of gold ever to be used in the clerical crown, which he wears to the glory of the blessed Peter, we placed upon his most holy head with our own hands a glittering tiara of dazzling white representing the Lord's resurrection, and holding the bridle of his horse out of reverence for the blessed Peter, we performed for him one duty of groom, decreeing that all his successors, and they alone, used the same tiara in processions in imitation of our power. Wherefore, in order that the supreme pontificate may not deteriorate, but may rather be adorned with glory and power even more than is the dignity of an earthly rule, behold, we give over and relinquish to the aforesaid our most blessed pontiff, Sylvester, the universal Pope, as well as our palace, as has been said, also the city of Rome, and all the provinces, places, and cities of Italy and the western regions. And we decree by this our godlike and pragmatic sanction that they are to be controlled by him and his successors, and we grant that they shall remain under the law of the Holy Roman Church. Wherefore we have perceived it to be fitting that our empire and the power of our kingdom should be transferred in the regions of the East, and that the province of Byzantia, in the most fitting place, a city, should be built in our name, and that our empire should there be established. For where the supremacy of priests and the head of the Christian religion has been established by the heavenly emperor, it is not right that there are earthly emperors and they should have jurisdiction. We decree, moreover, that all these things which through this sacred imperial and through other godlike decrees we have established and confirmed, remained inviolate and unshaken until the end of the world. Wherefore, believing the living God who commanded us to reign, and in the face of his terrible judgment, we entreat, through this our imperial sanction, all the emperors of our successors, and all the nobles, the satraps also, the most glorious senate, and all the people in the whole world, now and in all times still to come, subject to our rule, that no one of them in any way be allowed either to break these or in any way overthrow them. If any one, moreover, which we do not believe, prove a scorner or despiser in this matter, we shall subject and bound over eternal damnation, and shall feel the holy ones of God, the chief of the apostles, Peter and Paul, opposed to him in the present and the future life, and he shall be burned in the lower hell, and shall perish with the devil and all of the impious. The page, moreover, of this our imperial decree, we, confirming it with our blessed hands, did place above the venerable body of the blessed Peter, chief of the apostles, given at Rome on the 3rd day before the kalends of April, our master, the Augustus Flavius Constantine, for the 4th time, and Gallicanus, most illustrious men, being consuls.